Okay, moving on. So we have the windrows for the entire year. And now I already pointed this out to you over here is the next thing we want to change is the analysis period. So to do that, we go up to Ladybug. Actually, I forget where it is, so let me just search for it. There it is. Ladybug analysis period. So it's under section 1, analyze weather, and it's this one right there, Ladybug analysis period. There. Nope, that ain't it. Look at that, it's going the wrong direction. That's funny. That's actually interesting. So remember when I was talking to you guys about Python, programming language, how this is like programming based basically? I thought that it would direct me to the actual tool, but it looks like what it directs me to when I click it is the Python script node. So that's an interesting thing to be aware of. That's what that is. Anyway, so what we're going to do here is really, I can already make the connection for the analysis period if I wanted to. But take a look, if you hover over the analysis period, just read it and try to understand what it's saying as it relates to the information you see here. So the analysis period that's predefined is, actually you could probably hover over this one too. No. Anyway, the analysis period that's predefined in this node is 111 to 12/31/24. So what it's asking you for, and if you read through here, it's asking you for a numerical value for the month, a numerical value for the day, the hour, and then again the month, the day, and the hour. So this is establishing a range. We are setting that range for, what did we say? We said June, July, and August?
Yeah.
No, we said July, August, and September, yeah. So really what we're going to do is just set up a series of panels. That's what I'm going to do. Actually, I wonder if I can do that with a script. No. Anyway, I would just confuse you guys. Anyway, so we've got a series of panels, and we're just going to input the numerical values as they should be read. So if we're starting with July, July is month 7. The day that we're going to start on is day 1. The hour that we're going to start on is, I'll just leave it at 1. Copy this whole package down here. And the month that we're going to go to is 7, 8, 9, 9 for September. The day, 30th, right? It only has 30 days, right? 30 days has September, April, June, and November. There you go. So 30 days. And the hour then would be 24. And you could just go ahead and start plugging them all in, but while it probably will be okay, I just want you guys to get in the practice of doing something like this when you think you might need it. Rather than just plugging them all in, I'm going to lock the solver. Locking the solver means that it's not going to compute anything until I tell it to. Right? So especially with this kind of stuff, since it's given us so much trouble, I want us to get in the practice of kind of suspending it for a moment as we make all these weird connections and then let it go. So to lock the solver, you just right-click in the workspace and go to Lock Solver. And it'll look like this. You'll have a red border with a little lock on the side like that. That means it's not computing anything new. So we'll plug in the month, the day, the hour, and then the month, the day, and the hour. And then right-click and turn Lock Solver off. And you'll have to recompute. Oh wait, you don't have to recompute.
No, it doesn't, right?
No, yeah, it should automatically do it, but we didn't have it plugged in, so that's why.
Oh.
So then you take analysis period, and you plug that into analysis period, and it will compute. There you go.
And then do I unlock this?
So let's take a look at what we've got. We have basically the same diagram. If I was to go back and then reload it, what you'll see is that not much changed except some of the wind that's coming out of the eastern directions kind of minimized a little bit. So predominantly these really high wind speeds are coming out of the west in the summer. Do you guys need to see the small change again?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let me just disconnect that. It is almost the same, yeah. All right, guys, so watch closely and just kind of wait for it to reload, and you'll see that these are going to go away. There you go.
I got a little stronger.
Yeah, a little stronger over here. All right. So one other thing that we want to change would be what?
Meters per second to...
There you go. Meters per second. We want to probably change it to miles per hour if we can.
No.
So this, what's that?
Nothing. This is from
All right. So what I'm going to look for is whether or not there's a direct translation. There we go. So under extra, again, we can go right here to Ladybug, MS to MPH. So they're a mile ahead of us. They already thought of it. So meters per second to MPH. So that information, we just need to figure out which one it's coming from. And it's coming from wind speed, obviously. And we can override that connection to hourly wind speed. There you go. Now these are miles per hour. Now is that diagram informative?
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's bad, why?
Because we don't know what to set for our high wind and low wind domain.
It's a very good point. Do you want to measure your high and low?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we have to do. I wonder if bounds will work on that because there's other information. It might not work. All right.
Like if we put the 9 into the meters per second,
I think it's called
connected that hours per second to hours per hour.
Well, so here's what I'm up against. There's a way to get your highest and lowest value pretty easily in a list of numbers. I just don't know if it'll work because it reads every index item, and we have this extra information at the top that isn't a number. So I'll try it real fast and see. Under math domain, and it's not create. We want to.
Trying to convert the meters per second to miles per hour. We just changed the meters per second, but we never changed the value of 9.
Yeah.
Because 9 meters per second was the fastest, was the lowest of the wind, or the highest of the wind.
All right. So what I'm gonna try, guys. This is a new one, and I wasn't intending to throw this out there yet until the second half of the semester when we're actually building things, but maybe it'll work. Bound, which is under domain, right here, it says it'll create a numeric domain which encompasses a list of numbers. And the other thing you can do is deconstruct the domain to find what your highest and lowest are and make it visible. So if I put miles per hour in, it looks like it won't do it because of the first couple. I didn't really want to do this yet.
Oh wow, it's not working. Well, can't we just convert
you can't
9
just,
meters per
you
second
can't just
to
delete the
miles per
item.
hour and then just type it in ourselves online or something like that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Just go like meters per second.
So 9 meters per second to miles per hour.
Yeah.
So it's about 20.13 miles
So
per
you
hour.
just change the 9 to 20.
Yeah. There is an automated way to do it.
Okay.
I'll show you more about it later. Basically what we have to do is take this list and eliminate the first 7 items. and then measure the bounds, which I don't want to get into that yet because it's a bunch of components and stuff. You know, don't
I
worry.
think you can just copy data and paste it on new panel.
No, you can't. Because this panel is reading information, it's not actually text-based.
I just did
Where'd you copy it?
right click and copy data only.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at that.
Just delete this top.
Wow. I never tried to do that. That's brilliant. Thank you. And then you want to make it multi-line. Get rid of that stuff.
So we can do it either or.
Yeah, you could do it this way. Yeah, cool. Awesome. All right, so this is what you do. I'll show it to you here. Under Math, Domain, Bounds, plug that in. And then if you hover over I, it'll give you the value. Well, this is reading a different value, 50.
Those are some strong ones.
Is it actually reading 50 anywhere? I don't see a 50.
Whoa.
I don't know where it's getting 50, but somewhere in here it's getting 50.
50-mile-per-hour winds? God.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right though.
Yeah, that's like record old century.
That like blow.
It ain't
What's
record
the
in
way?
Florida.
Call me fat.
Huh?
Where's Steve?
Okay.
Who's Steve?
So here's a 33. I don't know, because if it's saying 9... Oh, no, yeah, no, that makes sense, because it could be more than 9, because 9 was just our limit.
Yeah.
It was only measuring up to 9.
So if you just delete the 9, then it'll go to...
So we can type in 50.
Is 50 the max then?
Yeah, so here's what I want to do here.
Yeah, then it's screwed up my. It still shows it, but it's not showing any red though.
Well, so the trouble here is that we copied it, so it's no longer live data, it's static. It's not going to change if the information changes, which is usually not best practice. So what I would say is just type in 50 and measure to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll go with 50, and I'll show you later on at some point if it becomes necessary how to do
50 looks like it's too much.
the static one. It might be. Yeah,
Don't get any high winds.
that's way too much. So what
What if you just delete it? Wouldn't it just go... Because I deleted it and it went up to like 24.
Oh yeah, that does
You
go.
deleted it?
That does go to your high bounds.
Oh, okay.
Good call. I wasn't thinking about that either.
So just delete the high bound?
Yeah, that'll measure your whole thing.
Fun fact.
Good job, dude.
I'm a fuck fat.
Come on, guys.
It's recording.
Yeah, enough. All right, so this is what we have as our diagram, and so we're going to have to basically change the values back and forth as it becomes necessary. Just looking at this from first glance, it's pretty informative. The wind speed really isn't all that intense unless you have like gale force winds, which is, once you get up into the 50 range, that's pretty intense. Basically what that means to me is that you might want to just put a couple of trees to break some of the wind before it hits the building in that direction. Something like that.
Yeah, pine trees in there.
Yeah, because you don't want too much. So you do want to capture some wind from that direction. That's where your wind is going to come from, but you probably want to break down the larger force winds that you're going to get at certain times of the year. Okay. Let's see, 1st of July, 30th September, up to 23-ish. All right. Okay. So this is going to give us information that we can use to begin to design, right? So we pair this up with an isolated diagram that we used in the previous class, or in the previous video, sorry. So if I switch back to the other one, I won't, but when I switch back to the other one, we basically just pair up and either accentuate or isolate that information, put it next to this information, and then we derive certain conceptual drivers off of it, right? So it makes sense, right?